Both San Diego and Tijuana depended heavily on oil for power generation. Therefore, we were very sensitive to the price of oil and also faced enormous environmental challenges on both sides of the border regarding air quality. Tijuana was just beginning its first air quality monitoring efforts, and for the first time also secured agreements with the U.S. for emergency water supplies. There was little, if any, recycling going on or any recycling infrastructure in our region at that time. And a crucial new transportation link for the region opened service in 1981. Can you guess what that might be? The Tijuana Trolley, which helped ferry people back and forth to jobs and shopping districts on either side of the border. Finally, when I reflect back 30 years ago on my own career, I was a recently graduated engineer working with Southern California's industries to encourage them to implement a whole new concept, energy efficiency. Yes, California had just adopted its first energy efficiency standards in 1977. And as I said, a lot has really changed over the past 3 decades. In the 1980s, my company was just beginning to recognize the benefits of our proximity to Tijuana and the rest of Baja California. I think our story provides an excellent example of what can happen when a company realizes the synergies that exist and are created by working cross-border, makes long-term investments that benefit development here in the region, and collaborates with others here in the border region to define and achieve mutual goals. When it happens, the company, like ours, and the broader region benefit immensely. So here's what we've done so far. We built our region's first cross-border energy ties to Mexico, and we connected with the national utility, CFE, linking our electrical grids and demonstrating economic cooperation and support for one another. We installed air quality monitoring equipment to establish a clean air baseline for our region. We retrofitted our power plants to burn clean natural gas. We then built the first natural gas transmission system in northern Baja California to bring the cleanest of fossil fuels to Baja, promoting economic growth while reducing emissions. This enabled the retrofitting of CFE's Rosarito power plant so it could run on natural gas instead of fuel oil. In collaboration with important business leaders from Baja California, we received the first distribution license awarded to a private company after the 1995 legal reform, and that was to build a natural gas distribution system here in Mexico. In fact, our Ecogas Mexico business now serves about 90,000 residential, commercial, and industrial customers in northern Mexico. And more recently, we completed our liquefied natural gas receipt terminal in Ensenada to bring additional natural gas supplies from around the world to North America. President Calderon helped dedicate the terminal 2 years ago, the first facility of its kind on the west coast of North America. These projects embody a no borders concept. When taken as a whole, they represent an investment of more than $2 billion. And today, hundreds of people have jobs as a direct result of these projects, and thousands more have jobs as an indirect result. For example, Toyota built a facility in Baja, in part because of its location along a major natural gas pipeline. And today, that factory employs more than 700 people. In short, we have learned firsthand that building relationships and regional infrastructure in Tijuana and all of Baja California has been and continues to be a smart thing to do from both a business perspective and a sustainability perspective. Other examples of collaboration have helped our mega region develop in a more sustainable way as well. The Pan American Health Organization continues to meet regularly on both sides of the border to discuss regional concerns regarding ways to combat air pollution-related illnesses. The Century Pass program, one of my personal favorites, I might add, was piloted and then expanded to permanent status to expedite border crossing for pre-screened applicants and vehicles via dedicated commuter lanes. And Mexico's promotion of private investment has brought improvements to infrastructure sectors beyond energy, with good examples being Tijuana's airport and the port in Ensenada. Because of these many impressive infrastructure improvements in energy, air, water, waste, and transportation, the number of binational businesses in our region has also grown steadily. So here's the lesson we should take away from this. We are collaborating, and it has resulted in tremendous economic opportunity for all of us. The Southern California, Northern Baja California region is among the top 10 megaregions in the world in terms of three things: economic activity, patent activity, and star scientists. Now that's something to be proud of. And it may not sound like such a big deal when you think about it, but when you also consider that we are the only mega region in the world that has all three of these things, plus access to manufacturing within a 3 to 4 hour radius, we really do have a competitive advantage. In other words, right here, we have greater capability to invent, design, manufacture, and distribute new products than any region in the world. Let's stop and give ourselves a round of applause for that. Now let's also figure out what we do with this huge competitive advantage. We've capitalized it to some extent, but not yet fully. We must dedicate ourselves to working as a cohesive region to sell these advantages and attract new business and jobs to our region, because we truly have a unique competitive advantage, an advantage that's key to our future. Sony, Kyocera, Samsung have figured this out, as 3 of the more than 120 companies employing nearly 60,000 workers in Tijuana. Toyota, Hyundai, Bose, and Pioneer have figured this out, as among the many automotive supply companies that employ nearly 18,000 workers in Tijuana. Medtronic has figured this out, with its employees in Tijuana part of more than 27,000 workers employed with medical device manufacturing firms. Well, I hope I painted a compelling picture of our region's past and how our collaboration has helped us to build the foundation for a sustainable future. These successes from our past provide inspiration and assurance that our efforts really do matter, and they come to life in really real ways. And that by working together, we are much stronger in facing the challenges of the region. Now, let's move on to the present and the challenges and opportunities that remain to be addressed today. With the great foundation we've built, what's stopping us from growing our economy, adding jobs, and attracting companies to locate here? First, like most of the world, our local economy could certainly be better. But often, some of the greatest innovation comes from times like these, and that innovation then drives economic and job growth in the future. But how do we organize to seize these opportunities before us? Well, when it comes to energy, we are creating our future based upon the choices we make today regarding energy infrastructure investments. Many of these choices are laying the foundation for a more energy efficient and sustainable future. Some quick examples. At my company, we are helping to chart a new energy course with our utility, San Diego Gas and Electric, making a voluntary commitment to procure 33% of our energy from renewable resources by 2020. In fact, it now looks like the entire state of California may be committed to this very same goal. We've been promoting energy efficiency for more than 30 years, and as a result, California has led the nation in stabilizing low levels of per capita energy use despite population growth, saving Californians billions of dollars. Interestingly, the pollution savings alone from these energy efficiency improvements have equated to removing approximately 3 million cars from California's roads and the resulting pollution. At the University of San Diego, scientists see algae as the world's most promising source of renewable alternative biofuel, a fuel that is fast-growing and which also captures carbon naturally as a byproduct of its growth. In fact, Mexico is already planning to build facilities that can accommodate mass algae energy production. Earlier this year, President Calderon and Governor Osuna dedicated the first wind energy facility in the mountain region east of Tijuana. This facility is a wonderful example of what is possible in terms of renewable wind energy in Mexico. And in Mexicali, a model housing development opened in 2006, which receives 100% of its energy from solar panels that were provided by CFE and the government of Baja California in conjunction with the World Bank. All of this energy will not only be cleaner, it will eventually be smarter. Utilities across the United States are developing and installing smart grid and microgrid technologies that will allow customers to precisely track and control energy usage. With electric cars coming to a garage near you soon, a smarter grid will be even more important. Have you ever heard of the Nissan Leaf? Well, my company is working in collaboration with Nissan Motor Company to bring a new generation of clean, green vehicles to San Diego's streets and highways. These are zero-emission vehicles, which run completely on electricity.